Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have a semi-reliable $200,000 plus supercar that might get attention at a car meet, or would you rather have like a 5 grand Honda that you can make beat supercars that will definitely get attention at a car meet? I mean, come on. Who the fuck would want to be some stuck up supercar owner when you could be an alpha Chad that drives a Honda that he built himself in his garage over 5 years? If you don't already have Hondas on your wish list, then maybe you should probably pay attention to this video. Have you ever driven a go-kart before? Pretty light, really small wheelbase, you sit really fucking low to the ground. Well, Hondas are pretty much the go-karts of the car manufacturer world. Dude, the CRX has a wheelbase of 7 feet. A modern Ford Mustang has a wheelbase of 9 feet. I know that's not big of a difference, but when you sit in the fucking car, you will definitely be able to tell. And on top of that, look at the weight that I've compiled for you guys of these Hondas. They weigh less than your mom's grocery getter. And I don't know if you've ever sat in a Honda before, but you can sit so fucking far down. It's crazy. If you're going to be zooming in a car that weighs as much as my mom, then you need to be manning the battle stations, okay? None of this fucking automatic bullshit. Manual transmissions are the way to go in these light-ass Hondas, I'm telling you. There's nothing more fun than banging gears, revving to 9 grand, and chirping the tires. I mean, come on, how does this not look fun to you?
Double! Hey! Shit! Hey! 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 Planting! Go! What's this shit? I'm not coming for him! I'm coming!
Try and tell me that does not make you happy. I mean, that video alone should be enough to convince you to get a Honda. And listen, I know that as soon as you get a Honda, it's not going to drive like that. It's not going to be that powerful, sound like that, all the above. But it's a fucking Honda. It's not going to be that expensive to buy parts for. And you know what? Speaking of expenses, let me go into that a little bit further. Okay, so I'm really only going to be talking about the engines. I know that there's a lot that I can get into, but I don't want this video to turn into a lecture. So let me just go ahead and introduce you guys to this little unknown engine called the B series. There's only really 3 engines worth of note in this series, the B16, the B18, and the B20. And I'm obviously talking about the VTEC versions. So the B16 engine honestly isn't all that special. Right now it's valued at $2,700. Ridiculous, I fucking know. You get 160 horsepower, 1.6 liters of displacement, and you can redline at 8 grand. The B18, a little bit more of a step in the right direction, is going to run you 4,500 buckaroonies. It's got a displacement of 1.8 liters. It runs a little bit around 170 horsepower, and the stock redline is 8,400. And lastly, the cream of the crop, the B20. Now, I know this is kind of cheating a little bit because this engine doesn't come like a stock, but if you put a VTEC head on it, this engine will fucking destroy your brain. And so the B series is cool and all, but I can't talk about Honda engines without bringing up the K series. And this engine, I think, is a little bit more well known than the B series. And there's really only 2 variants you got to worry about, the K20 and the K24. Now, there's a variant of the K20 that you can't really get unless you get a JDM imported engine, so I'm going to just use the one that we're the most familiar with here. And that one's going to run you around 4K. You might get lucky, you might not. Has 200 horsepower, 2 liters of displacement, and revs to 8,200 RPM. And the K24, on the other hand, same thing goes for it. You might import it, you might not. But with the one that's the most popular, it's going to cost you around 2K, get you around 200 horsepower, have a displacement of 2.4 liters, and rev to 7,200 RPM. Alright, so hopefully I didn't lose anyone. I just want to take a second to thank you guys for being... Yo, what's up? I know this might be kind of fucked up, but all I'm asking for is some subscribers. Listen, I'm trying to do a Eclipse GSX build at 1,000 subscribers, so please just like the video. That's all I'm asking for. Alright, thanks. What, huh? What? Oh, fuck, I don't know what the fuck just happened, dude. My head hurts so bad. Wait a second. What's that noise? Do you guys hear that? Wait a second, dude. No fucking way. I think that was a turbo Honda. Wait, hold on. What's that? So 200 horsepower isn't enough for you? You want to go for a turbo on your Honda engine? Okay, so if you're willing to throw like an extra 3K into your engine, because you can't just throw a turbo kit. You got to upgrade the internals, do a new clutch, you know, maybe, I don't know, some more stuff, cams, stuff like that. It's not going to be that cheap, but it will probably be cheaper than buying, a $200,000 supercar. And obviously, the numbers that you're going to get with each engine is going to vary. At this point, I'm not going to give you guys a set number because it really depends on like who you're tuning it with, what kind of gas, all that. But you will definitely be making more than 200 horsepower. Although the reliability, though, might go down. And I don't think I need to explain how bigger horsepower means less reliability. That should be a given. And another thing that's a given is the fucking Honda community. I mean, when you have a car that's just cheap to buy, the community is going to be huge. But with that big community does come some Debbie Downers. I mean, dude, certain tracks hold Honda only days, and whenever you go to a track, I'm sure you will almost always see a Honda. So there and then you can make friends off the get-go, but when you go to a fucking car meet, you're going to see nothing but riced out Hondas. And you're mostly going to see riced out Hondas on the highway in your town, probably. You're never going to see a cool Honda. And don't forget that every single Honda owner you talk to will almost always have the new car scent like tree thing in their car. Almost always, dude. I don't know what their obsession is, but if you want to join the Honda gang, you gotta put that in your car. I hate to say it. And so listen, if you're gonna get a Honda, you need to be wary of the ricer side of the community. Other than that, I think it's a fucking by all means go and get one right now. Like they're pretty cheap and the prices are only gonna go up. Build it while you can, and people are gonna flock to you, man. I think a built Honda is way more attractive than a supercar. I know other people might feel different, but you need to buy a fucking Honda and maybe even look for a two-door one, alright? See ya.